that confidence is the ultimate currency.
Hmm.
Confidence is what's worth more than anything in maybe in any field. I don't know. I've never been in any other field, but in a business or in a craft in a world where you're basically making stuff out of the whole cloth of yourself, you got to be confident about what you're doing. Otherwise, it's very hard to get people to pay attention. It's very hard to get people to listen, and people can smell fear. They can smell when you're anxious and when you're unsure. And that stuff isn't worth money. Anxiety and lack of confidence, and sort of being unsure, isn't worth shit. Nobody's buying that. No one's buying a lack of confidence. No one's buying a lack of clarity or a lack of, sort of presence, right? People want the opposite of that. And so whenever possible, to just be confident. I mean, it's what distinguishes. It's what makes Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
I mean, Quentin Tarantino gets paid $100 million a movie, not because they're this thing or the other thing. I mean, they are, oftentimes really significantly special, sometimes not so much. But the point is that he doesn't seem like he ever looks back.
Right.
He doesn't ever say, well, I don't know, maybe I'm full of shit. He never said. David Lynch doesn't seem to say that.
Right.
Doesn't seem to say, well, maybe this is bullshit. I don't think the guys like that don't really had Stanley Kubrick. I don't think they had that setting. Where maybe this is bullshit. I don't think that happens, and I think the amount of time I've spent saying to myself, "Is this bullshit?" is really damaging. It's corrosive,
Yeah, I talked to a lot of actors too on here, and they have that double-edged sword where you have to have that confidence going into an audition, but at the same time you're terrified out of your mind, and casting directors can kind of smell the desperation of like, I really need this role. But if you act like you need this role, they're not going to cast you. And it's the people who don't give a shit that get cast. It's like, seems like that's the whole industry.
It's murder out there. It's really hard, but especially for someone whose voice is going to be their instrument, like to say a writer or an actor or a director.
Yeah.
you better own it. And that's sometimes really hard to do for people. It's been hard for me.
Yeah.